What's going on, guys? This is United WWE coming at you another video. Once again, I'm going to be doing a Monday Night Raw review. This is my third week in a row that I have reviewed Raw, so you guys have been really supporting the video, so I thought why not make this a weekly thing. So yeah guys, Monday Night Raw was live from Anaheim, California last night. And we got off to a hell of a start. Dean Ambrose came out. He said he wanted an F5. He wasn't afraid of Brock Lesnar. He said he knew there was an F5 on the weather forecast, and he wanted it. He wanted to be involved in the F5. He wanted an F5. He didn't care. He wanted to fight Brock Lesnar live on Monday Night Raw. And before we knew it, Stephanie McMahon came down to the ring, and she said she had other plans for Dean Ambrose. She also talked about Roman Reigns and how Roman Reigns kept interfering in Dean Ambrose's business. And we saw that last week, of course, when Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar went head to head in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns came out once again trying to save his buddy. And could this add up to something at Fastlane? Could we see Roman Reigns turn on Dean Ambrose, or could we see Dean Ambrose turn on Roman Reigns? WWE are really teasing that at the moment. But Stephanie went on to say this wasn't the end for Dean Ambrose that night, as he was going to get an F5, but a different type of F5. It wasn't going to be Brock Lesnar. It was going to be a fatal 5-way. Yes, Dean Ambrose would have to defend his Intercontinental Championship against 4 other superstars: Kevin Owens, Stardust, Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler. Now this match was actually really good. It was very well put together. Every superstar really shined in this match. There was a time for every superstar to get their bits and bobs in. Kevin Owens really shined in this match. Of course, he went on to win the Intercontinental Championship. It was a good finish to the match in the end. I think it was Stardust was about to get the dirty deeds. Dolph Ziggler hit Dean Ambrose from behind with a zigzag. Tyler Breeze comes in, gets a super kick in, I think it was. Everyone just got involved, and out of nowhere, Kevin Owens just gives a pop-up powerbomb to Tyler Breeze. And yeah, that was it. Kevin Owens, new Intercontinental Champion. What do you think of that, guys? A lot of you were really happy on Twitter. I was really surprised, but I think it makes the triple threat match at Fastlane for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship a bit more interesting. Of course, could this be a different path now for Dean Ambrose going up to WrestleMania, that he does not have the Intercontinental Championship? A different path for Kevin Owens, of course. Fair play to him. He was really good last night in that fatal 5-way match. He really stole the show, I thought. As always, he's just a hell of a worker, and I think maybe we could see AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the title at WrestleMania. Who knows? But it was also announced that Dolph Ziggler will be getting a title shot at Fastlane. He'll be going one-on-one with Kevin Owens. Of course, Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens have put on a lot of good singles matches on Raw over the last couple of weeks, and it looks like now Dolph Ziggler will have his chance again to become the Intercontinental Champion. It's an interesting time for that belt, actually, guys. There's a lot of different ways it could go up to WrestleMania. I'm glad it's more kind of prestigious now. A lot of big names are getting their hands on that belt, and it is just better for the company all around. They've just given the belt more respect, and it's good to see at this stage. Next up, we had Mark Henry versus Big E. Now, this match was always going to be a train wreck. Two really big guys, and that's exactly what it ended up being. At the end, I think Big E was going for his finisher. I'm not sure, but he got Mark Henry up on his shoulders, and it just looked like it would definitely look like some sort of cracked rib or something. Mark Henry just dropped off Big E's shoulders. He was screaming in pain. He looked in absolute agony, and Big E just knew that he just had to get the cover and end the match, just to protect both guys, especially Mark Henry. He looked like he was just in agony. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. Hopefully it makes a speedy recovery. And yeah, the referee just did what he had to do. He got the 3 count in. They went home. That was the end of it. But the only interesting thing to come out of this segment was it was announced that Edge and Christian will be at Fastlane, and they'll be having a cutting edge peep show with the New Day. Now that sounds absolutely spectacular. I think this could be a great opportunity maybe to debut Enzo and Big Cass. It would be great to see them at Fastlane. There's a lot of speculation that they will be debuting on the main roster very soon, and what a better place to do it than at Fastlane. There'll be a big segment, I'm sure, for the New Day and Edge and Christian. So maybe get a new tag team out there. Be a good spotlight to bring them in on. I'm sure the crowd would go absolutely insane to see them two on the main roster. Next up on Raw, it's announced that Brock Lesnar will be on SmackDown on Thursday night, so that's interesting. He'll be on SmackDown for the very first time in 12 years. Looks like they're really working on SmackDown at the moment. I've actually watched it like for the last 2 weeks or something, and it's been really good. The matches on it, Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles was brilliant last week, and they're always putting on good matches on SmackDown. It really definitely seems to be, if you want to see more wrestling, then you want to watch SmackDown. There's not as much talking. There is now and again, but you get a lot of good matches on SmackDown. It was actually announced later on in the night that Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns will be going against the Dudleys on SmackDown, so that's another good match to look forward to. Next up on Monday Night Raw, Brie Bella came out to the ring and she was talking about Daniel Bryan. She was talking about how it was tough on their family, what they've gone through the last couple of weeks and days, and she was thanking the fans. And before we knew it, Charlotte's music hit. Of course, she's the Divas Champion. Brie is the #1 contender for the Divas Championship. That match is going down at Fastlane. But Charlotte's actually doing a really good job at the moment, guys. I know a lot of people are just like hating on Charlotte, but she's a heel. That's what you're supposed to be doing. She cut a promo on Brie. I thought it was very good. She got to the point. She used a very good examples. Talking about Daniel Bryan, how Brie was now the one providing for the family. Daniel Bryan was washed up, this and that, and she was just really winding up Brie. And before we knew it, Ric Flair was out of the ring. It looked like Charlotte was about to leave, and Charlotte just took that one more shot at Brie, and Brie just snapped, and they got into a brawl. That's going down a Fastlane anyway. Charlotte versus Brie for the Divas Championship, and I thought Charlotte did a very good job in this segment. She's definitely coming along as a very good heel, and I think people need to really start to realise that and give her the credit she deserves. Next up is a segment that I always look forward to every single week on Monday Night Raw. Now that he's finally in the WWE, AJ Styles and The Miz, they had a match on Monday Night Raw. Chris Jericho was on commentary, and this feud over the last few weeks has just been a breath of fresh air. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles, it's such an old school feud. It's simple, they get to the basics. It's like what they do on NXT. They have put two people together that want to be better than each other, and they just go at it, and that's exactly what they're doing at the moment with AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. And The Miz is just getting involved in the feud a bit as well, and these two are just putting on a hell of a match, a hell of a rivalry I should say at the moment, and fair play to both of them. Chris Jericho came out, he was on commentary as Miz took on AJ Styles. The two of them just put on the match of the night. It was really enjoyable. It was back and forth. There was actually a time in the match I really thought Miz was going to win. He put on the skull crushing finale, I think the name of his finisher is, and I actually thought, I was like, if he gets this pin, that's it. I'm not watching Raw for a few weeks. I just can't take it. But AJ kicked out, and that's what you want as a fan. You want to be surprised. You want to be on the edge of your seat, and that's what they gave us in that match last night on Monday Night Raw. Chris Jericho was spectacular as always on commentary, and at the end of the match, Chris Jericho sarcastically started applauding AJ Styles as he picked up the win. Miz rolled out of the ring injured. I don't know what's up with him, but they went face to face, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. AJ Styles told Chris Jericho that he knows his game, he knows what he's up to, he's not falling for it, and he said he knows that the win AJ Styles picked up against Chris Jericho is eating away at Chris Jericho. Even though Chris Jericho defeated AJ Styles on SmackDown, he says, you want to go for the third time, let's find out who the better man is at Fastlane. He challenged Chris Jericho to a one-on-one match at Fastlane. And for some reason, as AJ Styles was talking, the fans start watting him. They start giving him the Stone Cold Steve Austin what treatment. I was absolutely livid. I was so pissed off. Here's a guy, AJ Styles, who fans really wanted to come to WWE. Wrestling fans all around the world know who this guy is. They know what he's all about. They know it was going to be tough for him coming to WWE and trying to get over it, because we've seen it so many times in the past. Vince McMahon, Triple H, they kind of pushed these guys down the card, and these guys had to rise up themselves. It just pisses me off so much, because AJ Styles is trying his best in the WWE at the moment, and these stupid fucking idiots start doing the what chant as he's trying to talk in the middle of the ring. Like, what's the point for it? AJ Styles puts on a hell of a match, and then that's how you disrespect him. Like, that's such bullshit, guys. If the same people doing that what chant are the same people in a few years who'll be wondering, oh, why AJ Styles? Why didn't he never get a push in WWE? Why didn't he ever get over in the WWE? Because maybe it's like you fucking idiots. Because you need to realise, guys, Vince McMahon. Sorry, I'm really just talking to the fans that were in attendance last night doing the what chants when I say this. But Vince McMahon is listening to every single Every single part of the show. AJ Styles came out and he got a hell of a pop. The fans were on their feet. They wanted AJ Styles to win. They're chanting his name, and then they start giving him this what treatment. Like, are you fucking bipolar or what? You're either with him or you're against him. And for me anyway, that what chant is just a sign of disrespect. It really pissed me off watching Monday Night Raw last night. I felt like turning off the show, but for the sake of doing this review, I just stuck out the show. And I really thought that was stupid. Anyway, Chris Jericho said he would give AJ Styles his answer to the challenge this Thursday on SmackDown, so I'll definitely be tuning in to watch what happens there between these two great competitors, and this is a really enjoyable feud at the moment. And just a message to anyone that was chanting what and was in attendance in Raw last night: fuck you. Next up on Monday Night Raw, we had the Dudley Boyz. They came out to the ring. Just as they were getting into the ring, they pulled up the apron and they pointed at the tables and they pointed to the fans and they said there isn't going to be any more tables. Of course, they cut a promo on SmackDown, guys. If you missed it last week, they talked about how they're no longer going to be using tables. They're now in this for themselves, and it looks like the WWE are really going to give the Dudley Boyz that last big push as a heel tag team, which is great to see because these guys can hang with anyone. They're great performers, they're great on the mic, and they put on a hell of a segment last night, a hell of a promo. Devon Dudley definitely stepped up to the plate last night. He talked about how the Dudley Boyz are the baddest tag team on the planet, and you could really feel the passion in that promo. Both guys are really veteran at this stage in the company, and they put on a hell of a promo. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was really believable. You could tell it wasn't something they learned, line for line off a piece of paper before they came out. They're speaking from the heart, and that's what you want to see in a promo. So big ups for the Dudley Boyz. A hell of a promo last night, and that wasn't the end. The Dudley Boyz would pop up later on Monday Night Raw, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. Next up, we had Paige versus Summer Rae. Now, Paige we haven't seen on Monday Night Raw for the last couple of weeks, I don't think, and Summer Rae we haven't really seen her around lately. But this was a really, really weird match. I was talking about it on Twitter. I think Summer Rae, I definitely think they'll do what they did with Cameron with Summer Rae. I think she'll be going down to the Performance Center, getting some extra training in, maybe going back through NXT, and then maybe back up to the main roster. But I just think at the moment, Paige seems to be stuck in a slump. It was just crazy watching the match last night. She looked a bit ring rust. She had a bit of ring rust maybe. She hasn't been in the ring for a while. But Summer Rae actually made a lot of mistakes in this match. The few drop downs she missed, she actually tripped over Paige and stuff like just basic stuff that she kind of fucked up on. You could see Paige getting pissed off at her. So she kind of took control in the middle of the ring and kind of just threw Summer Rae around a bit, because you could just tell she was annoyed at some of the botches that Summer Rae made. But it was a crazy ending to this match. Summer Rae kept control of a 2 count. Paige finally makes a comeback, but Summer Rae kicks out a 2. Paige wastes time and just rolls Summer Rae up, and Summer Rae somehow gets a surprise victory, and Paige just looks shocked in the middle of the ring. She just looked disappointed in herself, and could this be building some sort of feud? Could we see the rebirth of Paige in the WWE? Could she use this as fire to light up on her ass and just go after the Divas Championship? I think that's what she'll be doing coming up to WrestleMania, because she's one of the best Divas on the roster. She definitely deserves to have another crack at the Divas Championship, and with a lot of speculation with Brie leaving, she could be leaving after Fastlane or even after WrestleMania. There's definitely a top spot there for Paige to walk straight back into after the time she's been away, and I definitely think she deserves it. But there was an interesting match, a bit weird I must say, but Summer Rae picks up a very surprise victory over Paige. Next up on Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman came down to the ring and he was going to cut a promo on what he thought on the Fastlane main event, the triple threat match for WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He talked about his client Brock Lesnar, and before we knew it, he started talking smack about Roman Reigns, and he called Roman Reigns out to the ring. And Roman Reigns came down through the crowd. He went face to face with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman started kissing up to him. He talked about how he respected Roman Reigns, and there seemed to be a mutual respect between the two. At the end of the promo, Paul Heyman cut, he's talking so well. When Paul Heyman talks, you just shut up and listen. He's such a good talker. And Roman Reigns just stood there for some reason. Once again, he was smirking. Please stop fucking smiling and smirking. There's no need for it. This is serious business. You're talking about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Paul Heyman was trying to be as serious as he can be, and Roman Reigns is just standing there laughing. There's no need for that. Once Paul Heyman started mentioning Roman Reigns' family, it kind of got a bit more serious. So I think Roman Reigns just wised up, and he started. He had that serious face on. He was in game mode, and Roman Reigns went on then to talk about how he respected what Paul Heyman had said, and that he was going to give his very best this Sunday to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. They actually shook hands, and Paul Heyman left the ring, but as we knew, something fishy was up, guys, because as Roman Reigns was looking at Paul Heyman leave, out of nowhere the Dudley Boyz just came and started kicking the crap out of Roman Reigns. Yes, as I said earlier, this wasn't the end of the Dudley Boyz on Monday Night Raw. Bubba Ray actually said before the show started on Twitter that there was going to be a big surprise on Monday Night Raw tonight, and I think this was it, because it was just great to see the Dudley Boyz in a big segment like this. These guys, as I said earlier, they can hang with anyone. They're great performers, and just to see them getting that chance to get their heel persona over once again, attacking probably the biggest babyface in the company at the moment, with Cena out Roman Reigns, they start kicking the crap out Roman Reigns, and out of nowhere then Dean Ambrose came down to the rescue, and they just cleared house. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose cleared house. They threw the Dudley Boyz out of the ring, and out of nowhere, Dean Ambrose, believe it or not, he went for a dirty deeds on Roman Reigns. Yes, he got Roman Reigns in position, and he just grabbed him in the head, like just under his shoulder. He was about to go for the dirty deeds, and then he pushed Roman Reigns away, and he said, "You gotta be quicker than that, buddy." And he pointed at WrestleMania, and he said, "You won't get that second chance, because I want to go to WrestleMania. If you're that slow at Fastlane, I'm going to be getting the 3 count. I'm going to be going to WrestleMania to face Triple H." And it was just a really exciting segment, and that's something you like to see on Monday Night Raw. Everyone in the crowd was just screaming, because they thought Dean Ambrose, he'd gone on the bad side, just like Seth Rollins had. We thought there was a heel turn on the cards here, but it was just very well done. Roman Reigns was a bit too quick to laugh it off. He kind of the knuckle touch then. But I thought it was a very good, exciting segment, and I hope these two really tear the house down with Brock Lesnar on Sunday at Fastlane. Next up, we had the match everybody was waiting for: Heath Slater versus Zack Ryder, the match that could be main eventing WrestleMania 32. Yes, guys, I'm so excited to talk about this match. No, I haven't. I actually went for a piss break during this match, and I missed the entire thing. I didn't even know it was a match until I looked over the results this morning. So, I think Heath Slater came out on top on this one. I don't really care about any of the competitors in this match. I don't know what they're doing with the Social Outcasts at the moment. They'll probably be on Superstars in a couple of weeks, just like they all have been for weeks before, and I just don't see where they're going with the Social Outcast group. They'll just be taken as a bit of a joke at the moment. Unless they do something serious with them, that's how they'll continue to be booked. And WWE, just get your act together and give these guys, because there's a lot of talent in the Social Outcast group, give them something to do, get them in a feud, and don't have them going against people like Zack Ryder. Like, what the fuck, no one gives a shit. Hence the reason why I went to take a piss. Next up, guys, we are going to be talking about, what do we have next? We had Sheamus, Rusev and Alberto Del Rio, the League of Nations versus the Lucha Dragons. This was actually a good 6-man tag match. Sheamus is actually surprisingly back in the ring already competing. I think he broke his arm a couple of weeks ago celebrating his birthday. I don't know how he did it, but he just posted on Twitter his arm is in a cast. I think it still was on Monday Night Raw last night. He just had it all taped up over it. But this match was okay. Sin Cara and Kalisto actually were very good in this match. I thought Sin Cara actually really stepped up his game in this match. He has some very good spots. But Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus and Rusev went on to win this match. And it'll be interesting to see where the League of Nations are going leading up to WrestleMania, because they were probably the top heels on the show for the last probably 2 months, with the whole Roman Reigns and Sheamus feud and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and all that. But that's all gone now. That's in the past. So it'll be interesting to see, will this group just vanish into thin air, or will they have some sort of role coming up to WrestleMania 32? Next up on Monday Night Raw, we had some more Divas action as Becky Lynch took on Naomi. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen the whole feud between Team Baz, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Now, I'm not actually sure if this is booked as a tag team match at Fastlane. I think it might be Team Baz versus Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. But this match got off to hell of a start with Naomi with really impressive leg kicks left and right to the side of the head of Becky Lynch. You know, she was all over Becky Lynch, and you have to give credit to Naomi. You know, there's been a lot of big names coming up from NXT over the last couple of weeks, and Naomi's really showed that, you know, she has the in-ring capabilities to really hang with these divas, and, you know, she's really impressing at the moment. Tamina, you know, she's kind of coming, you know, she's stepping up a bit as well. We're seeing a bit more of her personality in this feud, which is good to see, because, you know, the last like number of years, like, nobody knows what Tamina's about. We just know she's supposedly a badass that just stands there in a leather jacket and really does fuck all. But maybe she can come over her shell, you know, and get more involved in this feud and stuff over the coming weeks. But yeah, this was an interesting match anyway. Becky Lynch ended up she, I think, what's her finishing name, Disarmer or something like that. Naomi tapped before we knew it. Team Bad, Tamina and Naomi were all over Becky Lynch. They're kicking the crap out of her. Sasha Banks' music hits. She comes down in high heels, just walking down to the ring. She walks around the ring, and just like the two divas, Tamina and Naomi, are still in the ring kicking the crap out of Becky Lynch. And then eventually Sasha Banks got in and came to the rescue. And, you know, I think this probably does set up a tag team match for Fastlane. Team Bad, Naomi and Tamina versus Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. And hopefully they can continue this feud and really just build on it, because that's what they need in the Divas division at the moment. Consistency, and I think the WWE are doing a good job with that at the moment. Next up on Monday Night Raw, it was the main event of the show. Now, this really surprised a lot of you. I was on Twitter, I was doing a live tweet up like I do every week. Thanks for everyone that got involved. I really enjoy always doing it. And yeah, it was just, people were just shocked because Braun Strowman and Big Show ended the show. It was the main event. Everyone thought this was probably going to be the match at the start of the second hour or somewhere near the end, but not main eventing the show. I actually thought the Dudley Boyz and Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns might end up ending the show, because you know, halfway through the show they had their little battle in the middle of the ring. You know, I thought they were teasing that could be the main event, but it looks like that match is going to be on SmackDown, and we were given Braun Strowman versus Big Show as the main event. I tweeted out, I usually make a prediction for the show, what I think is going to happen. Last week I predicted the Dudley Boyz were going to turn heel. They turned heel. And this week my prediction was a 6-man tag match between Kane, Ryback, Big Show and the Wyatt family at Fastlane. And I think that's what we are set up for, because last night on Monday Night Raw, Big Show went against Braun Strowman. This match was okay. It wasn't the best in the world, of course. Two giants, you know, it's always going to be hard to put on a good match. But yeah, they did okay. Near the end, it was about 5 minutes left on Raw. All the Wyatts just got in the ring and started beating the crap out of the Big Show. Ryback's music hit. He came down to the ring. He cleaned house a bit, and then he just got outnumbered. And before we knew it, Kane's music hit. The fire went off, and he was under the ring just like he has been so many times before. It brought back flashbacks of like 2012 when he was doing the stuff with Zack Ryder and pulling Zack Ryder under the ring with Cena and stuff like that. But yeah, he appeared from under the ring. He was trying to pull one of the, I think it was Luke Harper, under the ring with him, but he ended up getting pulled up by two of them, and he just grabbed them with the neck, and I think he hit a double choke slam. And yeah, Ryback, Big Show and Kane cleared house, and it was just a really weird way to end the show. Kane actually fucked up a bit with his pyro, because he was just watching the Wyatts family were on the Titantron, so he had to watch their positioning. It just made Kane look a bit, I don't know, awkward or something. It was just weird to watch. But anyway, that ended the show. People were not happy. People were pissed, as Grim would say from Grim's Toy Show. People were pissed! It was just a weird ending to the show, guys. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. It looks like they could be having a 6-man tag match, as I predicted on my Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys, at UnitedWWE_. You can see it on the screen there. I do a live tweet up every week. I'll be coming up to do another Fastlane predictions video. That I always do prediction videos for the pay-per-views, so make sure you're subscribed for that. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you have any questions or any opinions on Monday Night Raw, make sure to put them in the comment section below. And yeah, until the next video, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.